Welcome to this edition of Global Visitor. I'm Liana in Beijing. Join me now for all the interesting stories and distinctive lifestyles from around the world. Today, we'll first go to Britain to pay a visit to a famous cellist couple. Then, I'll take you to Romania to experience a unique countryside museum. At last, we'll head to Japan to taste its famous cuisine. In South Kensington, Britain, lives Julian Lloyd Webber, the world-renowned musician, and his Chinese wife Jiaxin, also a musician. CNC correspondent recently interviewed the couple on their musical life and a concert they're to hold together tomorrow. With its artistic atmosphere, South Kensington attracts lots of artists who live in London. Julian Lloyd Webber, the world-renowned musician, and his wife Jiaxin, an ethnic Chinese cellist, live there. Both were born in different countries and grew up in very different environments. However, they became acquainted and fell in love because of their beloved instruments. They often talk about their music and share the happiness of their daily life. They are preparing to hold a concert in Birmingham on October the 20th, the first joint performance by the couple. Our dialogue begins with the couple's upcoming concert. As a cellist couple, they will talk to each other via their instruments and tell their stories to the audience. This concert can be described by the Chinese idiom, "Success will come when conditions are ripe."
Not really an anniversary concert, it's just surprised it's taken so long for this to happen. But you know, it's a lot of people said to us, "Oh, why don't you make this recording with two cellos and all this?" But it has to come at the right time, and when you try to force it to come too soon, it doesn't work. And I think this doesn't happen naturally as good.
Julian and Jiaxin's concert is not only cooperation between two cellos, but also harmonize with the orchestra.
For us, it's two things actually, because I've started a new association with this particular orchestra, which is based in the Midlands, in the middle of England, and this is my first concert with the orchestra. It's our first concert together, so kind of very interesting. Let's see if we still speak to each other after.
Practicing and rehearsal are important in the couple's daily life. Though they do not have many opportunities to work together, they always discuss their music during practice sessions. They listen to each other and try to work on their common rhythm.
So, you know, it's I think that we kind of complement each other. Interesting for us to work together like this for the first time. I think we both learn a lot from each other.
Julian was born into a musical family in London's South Kensington. His father, Julian Lloyd Webber, was a composer, while his mother is a piano teacher. The Webber brothers grew up in a music-loving atmosphere and pursued their own careers in music.
The cello, I started playing the cello when I was 4, so I've never really known a time without the cello, you know, and I was getting more and more into the instrument, and when I was about 13 I decided I wanted to be a professional cellist, and so I've never really done anything else. I wanted to sort of drive the underground train and play football and do all the things that boys think that they want to do, you know, but in the end I settled on the cello very early, and it's been that ever since.
Every musician might have a similar childhood story. Jiaxin began to be instructed in music when she was very young. She began to learn the cello when she was 6 years old. Music was the focus of her life because of the influence of her parents. After graduating from college, Jiaxin played in the Shanghai Symphony Orchestra. She got a full scholarship from the University of Auckland in 2001 and began studying for a master's degree in cello performance in New Zealand. Jiaxin had numerous opportunities to perform in New Zealand. She and her friends organized a string quartet called Aroha, which won a lot of prizes in New Zealand. She also met Julian Lloyd Webber at that time. Jiaxin came to London in September 2006. She married Julian in 2009. Their first meeting also had to do with music. I don't think we would have ever met. It's really music that has brought us together, Julian said. Julian focuses a lot on British music. He has performed the music of two distinguished British composers, Edward Elgar and Benjamin Britten, many times. He has also tried to adapt a lot of new music. Julian has once performed in the Beijing International Concert, which left a profound impression on him.
I think the last time I was in Beijing and playing Beijing just shows how really international music is, because I played the American Concerto by Philip Glass with Yu Long, the Chinese conductor, and the China Philharmonic, and then you have a British soloist, you know, so music is really something to bring nations and people together.
His performance in China showed him that Chinese audiences are very fond of classical music.
The scene is very good, and the big difference between the large parts of the West, America and England and Europe and China and a lot of the Far East, is that the audiences seem to be very young.
Many Chinese children start learning instruments at a young age, which impressed Julian a lot. He has called for a charity project in the UK, In Harmony, to help children from poor families learn instruments. This project aims to provide free instruments and musical education to some poor areas in the UK.
So I've had a life in music, and it's time for me to give something back. And I think I was able to help influence the government to support music in schools.